Go for it, brother.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Southern Broadcast Racing Network. I am Richard Hirsch, and along with me is going to be Chris Isaac for tonight at Talladega. Chris, how you doing today?
Ready to see some good racing.
Well, last night you missed it in the trucks, but it was very exciting all the way down to the last lap. Only about four cautions. The big one at the last lap, and first time winner last night. So hopefully we can kind of see that tonight. These guys are very talented at the super speedways, so let's see if they can keep these next gen cars under control and in a straight line at least. What do you think?
Well, I'm kind of interested to see how they work it. I know that from previous runs here and through testing at Daytona and here with this new car, that the high line is faster, but through practice, what I've seen is not many people are getting up there yet. And looks like they're still trying to fill this car out at this track.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. But they are working on some deals to maybe get set a more stable setup for the next gen cars. But as of tonight, we're probably going to see a little bit of bump drafting, a little bit of three wide racing like it was last night. It looks like the 43 of Kevin Della is going to take the top spot as of right now. He has just put in his first lap of qualifying.
Uh, oh,
Albert Anderson
Albert Anderson
knocked
with a
down.
54.05. 54.05 is a pretty good lap for a car by itself here. I've noticed when they get the draft lines right, they do tend to get down around 48, 49 seconds. So they run about 6 seconds faster with this car.
And there is our last night's winner at Talladega in the Truck Series. Paul, he ran a pretty clean race. He had a few incidents where he was, found himself in the back a little bit and got a little bit sideways, collected it, and caution came out and saved him. But he was able to pull off the win. So, he drew that lucky hand and put all his chips in the pot and came out a winner. Now, let's see who is in the Discord. Well, Hunter Smith, we appreciate the share on the stream. Appreciate you. You're supposed to be driving, not watching. All right. Well, we were gonna pull up Chris Muth, but I don't see him in the Discord. So, but he is out there driving tonight. All right. Well, looking at these points here, Ryan uh, Pandisco, probably mispronounced that. That's all right. Sorry. Has got that top spot. Justin Lawson is second place at 319. Ryan has a total of 385. That is going to be your number one spot. Then in third place we're going to have Chris Muth in at 306. Fourth place is going to be Joe Roberts at 297. Mark Collins in fifth in the points at 290. Derek Welch in sixth at a 288, and Juan Jimenez in seventh at 270. Blaine Woodruff in that number 71 Ford Mustang. He is in eighth place with 267. Joseph Bennett, Double O Joe, 265 in at ninth. Nolka in 10th at 248. So the top 10 is pretty much within reach of each other. Nolka is sitting a little ways back, but he still has time to make up a few points. He may not have enough time to get it to the top 10, but or to that top spot, but he can still make some ground up. We got Puddin in 11th at 238. 12th is going to be Paul in at 230. Cale Tuberville is going to be a 24 in 13th. Is everybody just sitting there? Oh, yeah, okay. Dana Shepard is going to be 14th at 212. 15th is going to be Tom Barish at 199. 197 is going to be McMillan, Mike McMillan in 16th at 197. Kevin Della is going to be 193 in 17th. Seth Holly 18th at 184. 19th is going to be Nathan Stanley. He's definitely runs good at a lot of tracks. You know, we saw him running pretty darn well last night at Talladega, so maybe he can pull off a win here tonight. Blaine Crane in 20th at 137. Steve Naylor, Richard Gray, Justin Davis, Kevin Winker, Anthony, Justin Morrow, Albert Anderson, Jake Elrod, Gregory Turner, and Hunter Smith is going to be in at 30. So, qualifying is starting to wind down. Alabama Old Man has just subscribed. We appreciate that. 2 months in a row. We really appreciate that. We've got 10 viewers out there. Probably some of our drivers. Puddin came in with a like. We appreciate that. Hope you do good tonight.
Right, you know, I'm sitting here.
Go ahead.
Looking at track temperatures, and I was figuring they'd probably be running a little bit faster laps than what they are. Tracks, 75-degree air temperature, 102 degrees Fahrenheit. Typically, these cars do run a little bit faster when the track's up around 90 to 100 here. I'm surprised they're not running any faster.
Yeah, I've always wondered, you know, why these cars are so much slower. You know, they just feel very sluggish on super speedways. And we got a James Smith out there saying, "Let's go, Hunter. Love you, son. Appreciate you stopping by, Miss Jane." David Harding gave us a like on the stream. Appreciate that. Let's see if we can find Hunter. There he is. Oh, he's not on the track, so.
Girl. All right, so Chris is coming around to start what appears to be his second lap. First lap was a 54.9. He's still hugging that bottom. I know in the corners it is faster, but I have found you can save a little bit of time by letting her drift off that line just a touch down the straightaways. And from testing that you and I did earlier when this car first launched, getting her up around the wall down the straightaways does make them faster.
Yeah, and you know, since that test day, I have not really touched Talladega. Talladega is I love that track. I love Daytona, but yeah, not my best track. And it looks like he has finished up his second lap, and looks like he's going to sit ninth. And it looks like Hunter Smith is on track. We'll go to his car in that adrenaline shock Chevrolet Camaro. So yeah, it's not my favorite track. Not on iRacing.
Oh, come on now.
At least, excuse me. Not in ranked lobbies. Put it to you that way.
Okay, I'll give you that one. In ranked lobbies, this track is a little bit of a challenge.
But any other time, you know, I'll definitely run it when I can.
Oh, I absolutely love running this track. Even in the official lobbies, as long as you get the right group. Too many, because Daytona and Talladega are so large and they're so, I don't want to take away from the track, don't get me wrong, but because they're so simple as far as their design, it brings everybody out. And most of the people that come out in the public lobbies just don't have the awareness they need.
All right, let's run through our grid. Looks like qualifying is over. Top 10, you got Jose Riviera. You know, did pretty well last night, and he is going to be sitting on the pole in that number 9 Budweiser machine. Looks like he's got it painted up as a Dodge. Casey Kane throwback. All right, Mark Collins is going to take over that second position. Albert Anderson ran really well last night, and I wish he would have got the win. He was my pick for last night. He was running really well, but he is in that 02, sitting in third. Stephen Naylor in fourth. Joe Bennett, 00 Joe, has not loaded in yet. There he is in that red man machine. Paul in that number 33 is going to be sitting sixth. Zeth Holly in seventh. Eighth is going to be Justin Lawson in that number 20 Chevrolet Camaro. Chris Muth in his number 8 Budweiser is going to come in ninth. Dana Shepard in 10th. Who we got for 11th there?
You're going to have to bear with me. My readouts are giving me just very poor information right now. I've got wrong numbers on everything. Trying to fix it.
Well, until he gets that fixed, so we got Nathan Stanley in 11th. Derek Welch in the Bearded Wonder. He is going to be in. Oh, I'm sorry.
And that did not help.
He's going to be in 12th. Kevin Della is going to be in 13th. Nolka going to be showing 14th. Joe Robert, 15th in his M&M's number 16. Mr. Danny Puddin is in his number 98. Keystone Light is going to be showing 16th. Brian Tiffany in 17th. They're switching up on me. The 55 Tom Barsh is going back up to his position. That's where I got a little bit confused. Sorry about that, folks. Somebody must have not have went. Brian Tiffany in his number 9. Looks like we got some EOLs. Now, looks like we have a problem with Mr. Hunter Smith. Come on, get going. You don't have a lot of time. Not exactly sure what happened to Hunter Smith. Hopefully he can get it refired. Maybe he had a problem. I don't know. Probably had to go take that last pee before these 80 laps, but we will have a caution. Stage break at lap 20, and second stage break will be at lap 40. That is a Casey Kane throwback. That looks pretty nice.
Which one?
Oh, Jose.
Yeah, so because I have covered some of these guys in other races, I am showing the numbers for the other leagues that they run in for some reason.
Uh-oh.
So where Jose is running car number 9, but he runs number 97 on a truck in another league, I'm showing him as number 97.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's showing as we are getting ready to go back green. And there is another car that is going to be Brian Skidmore. He is showing in the 16, and he's actually supposed to be in the
number 75.
75, yeah.
And that shows correct for me on here. So some of the cars from other leagues are different, and I'm believing it's where Jose ran a truck race that I officiated in, is what's throwing me there.
Well, looks like we are green flag racing, and Jose and Albert Anderson have checked out just a little bit with 00 Joe in third. The highlight did not get moving like they wanted to, and now it looks like a few guys are going to go up to that highline and try to challenge.
Yeah, now if this highline does get it together, and they're starting to, but they still got a lot of distance between them. That highline can outrun that bottom line here. Even 3 cars nose to tail in that highline could do the job, but seems like we're just going to go single file for the most part here when they start squaring up.
Yeah, 00 Joe is trying to make some moves in that middle groove, and he's got that number 48 Ally Chevrolet pushing that Ford Mustang and trying to get him up to the front. So far, he is in the third position. He might take over the second position. Coming around the corner, they are side by side for second. For a little while there, it was only 3 cars, on that bottom row, but now they have all caught up to each other. You got 2 Fords, 1 Toyota, and 2 Chevrolets, all in the top 5. So
it looks like that 48's getting the idea together. Watch him coming down the straightaway here. He's getting up on him and pushing him. Well, okay. So watch when they come out. He starts pushing him about halfway down the back stretch. Just like that bottom line's doing. You look at them front 3, 9. Chris Moll sitting there at the tail end of that 3-car inside line. They producing the run off the corner.
And there he goes, Joe Bennett to the front with that Alline Chevrolet of Zeth Holly. He is pushing him, but the inside line is going to fight right back. I mean, they were bumper to bumper, but they got to be easy of where to push on those back bumpers because it can get that car loose real quick, and it's very odd to see a paint scheme of a Dodge out there with Ford Mustang lights.
Well,
But he's making it work.
Gotta make it work.
So Double O Joe leading those laps, and it looks like we got a like out there. We appreciate that. It just popped up real quick and went away. I don't know where it went. So, like you said, the Highline is definitely doing the job as of right now, and it's just a matter of time until we see these guys go 3 wide.
Well, something happened to the number 18 car coming down that backstretch. He dipped down below the line. Don't know if he was just trying to get out of trouble or collect himself, but he ran most of the backstretch there below the line like something was wrong with him.
We got a little snake behind the number 9 or the 97 as it's registering on SDK. So pretty clean race as we are at lap 5 of 80. Like I said before, we will see a caution flag fly for the stage break at lap 20 and then again at lap 40 if we don't see a caution in between those 2 laps. But very clean racing. And how much would strategy play here? You race a lot more super speedways than I do, so how do you think your strategy will play?
Well, if they're running 65% fuel, which I'm pretty sure they are, these cars will only go 31 laps on fuel. I know that doesn't matter for the stage break. Tire wear at this track is non-existent. These guys can get away with probably 2 stops before they make a change. The Gen 6 you used to be able to get away with right sides only. I have found that the right sides only tend to unsettle the car here a little bit, just like everywhere else, but I don't know why it's as big of a deal here as it is, but it unsettles the car to where it's loose coming off the corners if you only do a 2-tire stop. Look for a lot of fuel-only pit stops for this race. Most of these guys are probably not going to take tires in the hopes of gaining some position and getting back on the track fast.
Well, looks like Hunter Smith has a couple of fans out there. Looks like a sister and mother out there watching him race. So great to see the fans come out and watching their drivers. We are riding with Hunter Smith right now.
You got Jose Riviera up there leading the pack, and the car 02. I don't know who that is, just because our numbering system. All right, so Albert Anderson gets into him a little bit in 4 and just unsettles him enough to where he had to back out of it. So, trying to bump draft in the corner, and somebody wasn't ready.
Well, Well, they did get it figured out, and we do have a new leader. That is going to be Albert Anderson. And like I said last night, he had a very good truck last night, and he wasn't able to pull it off. Let's see if he can put his Toyota Camry in victory lane tonight. Still a lot of racing to go, as we have 73 laps still, 72 when they come to the line. But as of right now, he is leading this pack of cars.
Oh, Double O Joe just dumps Albert and swings it high.
Double O Joe definitely loves to lead races, and it looks like they are almost 3 wide. They are 3 wide. Right back here with
67, 20, and 23. 23 gets left on the high side. 43 comes around him. 92, 44. They just dumped him. You got a 4-car shuffle right there, and that's the downside of this track. If you lose the draft even for a second, your race is pretty much done until you hook up with somebody else.
Oh, a little bit of contact between the 98 and the 1. They keep it straight, but the 98 is going to lose a lot of momentum. He did scrape the wall just a little bit, but he did keep it straight, and he has a little bit of damage to the right front of that race car from where he hit the wall. None on the left, really, but we can go take a closer look. I love these cameras. Yeah, he's got a little bit of damage on the left front, too, so that's could probably slow him down just a little bit. And we'll go take a look at Derek Welch's car. Hopefully he does not have much damage on the right side of his car. Well, that looks pretty clean to me. Well, he does have a little bit of left rear in that corner panel. So how much do you think that will affect the handling of this car?
Which car are we talking about? I'm trying to keep up with you. You're fast talking on me here.
The 1.
The 1. Thank you, sir. Well, with no damage on the front, he should be fine. Looking at the back of his car, that little scrape on that right rear fender, he should be fine. It really shouldn't affect him much. The draft package on this car absorbs a lot of the body damage, all the way down to, as long as the nose is clean, they stay fast.
Well, Chris, you are my Larry McReynolds.
I don't know that I would go that far, man. I really don't.
Well, you're giving pretty good feedback, so. But as of right now, we do have a new leader, and that is going to be the 20 of Justin Lawson, but he has got a challenge from the 02 of Albert Anderson, and he is going to try to take over that lead, but he can't quite get there because here comes Chris Muth. He's going to give that 20 a shove, and they're going to take over 1 and 2. And it looks like Chris Muth is going to, actually the 20 just goes down low and picks up Albert Anderson, but that's going to allow Chris Muth to get a little bit of a run on that outside, and he's going to lead this. He's going to take the lead for a second or two.
Yeah, these guys look like they're really nervous about running that high line. Like these guys, they'll get to the front and then they drop low. Like these guys are probably still using the same mentality of the Gen 6 car where the bottom was faster. Where this car has to maintain its momentum, this draft package, they don't have enough power to be able to maintain, so you have to be able to hold your momentum better. And the arc of the corners, the high line where it's wider, the track is longer, the tires don't scrub off as much, so you don't lose as much speed on that top side. That's why it's faster. But you have the risk of not knowing what the guy below you is going to do, and you have nowhere to go. And I think that's what's stopping a lot of them from trying to stay up there. But that high line's doing its job. I mean, if you look at the last 4 lead changes, it's been in the high line.
Well, definitely the high line is doing its job. And we also got a new second place guy. Well, actually, it's changed it back and forth. But Nathan Stanley in that number 67, he is doing a fantastic job tonight. He ran pretty good last night in the trucks, and he is trying to make this next-gen car work for him. But that outside line is losing a lot of momentum. Not enough cars.
Well, it's a couple of things in that factor. Not enough cars, number one. Now you see how Chris Multh gets down real close. coming through that tri-oval. He gets real close. So the side draft, the tail drafters, and that's why running out toward the wall is a little bit faster here. You're cutting the wind off the side. You're taking away part of what you're having to fight. That's why the side draft helps that outside line catch them and get by them. That's why running out toward the wall gives them a little bit more speed. It's really hard to say what's going on with these guys as far as, the hesitation to get up there. But you saw when we practiced here, that outside stripe, we stayed on it. We didn't dip below that outside cross line. Get up there.
And Chris Butte is giving that 48 all he can take. We switched over to his in-car view, and he gave that 48 a shove. And those three just took off on that outside line.
There you go. Let's see. We are on board with Paul Ferdini. I'm watching back in the pack now from the onboard camera here. I'm liking some of these guys are running throwback paint schemes. You look at that Budweiser scheme Chris Malta's got. It's very reminiscent of Earnhardt, just in the color, the overall scheme. And he is about to take a hell of a shove down there on that inside line. Looked like he was driving in the rear view, though, because he was prepared for it and didn't even hiccup.
Yeah, a lot of these guys can take a shove as the 23 gets a little bit out of shape and goes way up high.
Where's my telemetry at? We're going to see what some of these guys are running at speed. I just got to find the right one. Bear with me 1 second. I've got about 9,000 little pop-ups here that I can use. I just have to find the right ones.
All right, we are at lap 16, coming to lap 17. We only have 4 laps to go until the stage is over. So you're going to see these guys try to get all they can out of these cars as they come to the stage break. They want those stage points. And look at Kevin. He is trying to make a run on that inside with the 8 in tow. But the 48 is looking on the outside of Double O Joe, and he decides to tuck it right back in. So that inside line is going to try to take over the lead right here, right now. And he does for a moment. It's going to be definitely a close battle if they stay just like this coming to the end of the stage. So definitely got to stay tuned in. And look at there, Welch. He's going to try to make a 3-1. He's going to try to make something happen on the outside with Hunter Smith right behind him, trying to push that number 1 Toyota Camry to the front.
All right, so I'm getting onboard telemetry from these cars, and if you look at this, so this inside line of Kevin Dahlia is running 184 mile an hour. That outside line, Joe Bennett's running almost 187, and we're talking about in the corners. Kevin Dahlia is getting a real good shove. I'm watching his car dance here, and he's just over 192 mile an hour going into 3.
Like they were trying to form a third lane, and it definitely didn't fall apart as Derek Welch and Nathan Stanley decided to tuck back in. It was not the right time to go, and it looks like the 44 is going to pick up the 12, and they are going to try to make a run for the front, and that's going to be Dana Shepard. He is in that third lane leading those 3 cars.
And now we're going to see what I'm talking about, because you've got 3 cars up there above that outside line.
Got to get closer together to make themselves faster, and they are running close to that wall like we were talking about earlier.
Ooh, there we are. And then you saw when the 12 got to him and he made that one little bump draft, he picked up a half a car length.
So what's your telemetry on Joe Bennett right now? Because I got the 44.
184 mile an hour.
Okay.
187.
So I have the 44. Make sure I'm on the 44. Where'd he go? So
I'm
Dana Shepherd,
clocking the 44 at 183 right now. It looks like he slowed at 186.
yeah, the 9 jumped in front of him. Ian's at 184, 185.
All right, so your leader's running 180,
There it is. Yellow flag.
and there's your caution. And I am showing Nathan Stanley as the leader for that.
Yep, I had the same thing. So
He snuck by Joe to get the points at the stage.
Oh, a little contact under caution. That's going to be Chris, and it looks like the 9.
Yep, it was Chris and Jose Rivera.
Well, I don't know exactly what happened there. Let me see if I can get a better camera angle. I thought he got a shove from the O2, but he did not. Maybe a malfunction in his steering wheel. Terry Radford out there. We appreciate you stopping by, Terry. So that's going to give them unwanted damage right here under caution, underneath the stage brake.
How many fast repairs did they get? I am not 100% sure on this one. Is it 1 or 2 that they get here?
I believe it's 1. And for whatever reason, I lost the audio.
We'll get down here on this.
Or not. I lost the. Oh, I figured it out.
Now the right front damage, he took a pretty good hit on the wall. It rolled his hood up. As long as he stays behind somebody, he should be fine. As far as being able to get out front and run with the damage that he's got is going to be a little questionable, but just because he is not going to be 100% clean.
Well,
right side of his car don't look too bad.
So as of right now, it's going to be Nathan Stanley, Joe Bennett, Derek Welch, Zeth Holly, and Kevin. Oh, we appreciate those 50 stars. Well, let's see how pit road treats everybody.
Oh, Chris Mulf missed his stall. Had to back up. That is going to cost him a little bit.
Probably had to repair a little bit of damage anyway. But while we are under caution, let's go ahead and take a look at some ads from our sponsors.
He got some of it repaired. He didn't get it all. The hood's still rolled up on the right front. He'll probably be a good push car, but until he takes that fast repair, I don't think he's going to have enough to run up front with these guys as far as leading the pack. There's still so much damage to the front of that car. He may be taking required repairs. If you go to the nose view of that car is tore up on the front end. He is definitely taking repairs. I'm watching the hood slowly roll back into shape. So he's got a lot of damage on the nose of that machine. Stanley, give me a number. There we go. Yeah, I found him. Yeah, so that's going to be a little bit of a pit strategy thing. He's probably already planning to try to get an extra lap or two out of this car. I know I do it at the super speedways where I'll kill the engine and stand on the clutch. You'd be surprised how much of a difference it makes at some tracks. I mean, here at Talladega, it's a big deal here at Talladega because you can wind up getting an extra half lap or a lap, and if you're running out front, that's just going to bring you back in line with where everybody else is running. I can go ahead and tell you that a lead car here on 65% fuel will get 29 laps till the tank is dry, flat out. If you're leading the pack, you got 29 laps. These guys that are running second, third, fourth, as you come back in the field, you get about 4 cars back, and they'll get an extra 3-4 laps. You can get out to 31.5 if you don't do any fuel savings. Now, if all of these guys are doing that fuel savings, you're talking about the leader being able to make it to 30 and the guys behind them getting an extra 5 laps. Early on, that's not a big deal because, I kind of see these guys going in together for pit strategy. But when you start getting down to that 74, 75, and these lead cars are running out and the guys behind them have enough to make it, that's where you're going to start to see that play in. And there we go. Double O Joe had 1 car, and they took a 5-car draft line. You mean 48? No, 43. I was wrong. Yeah. Alright. Alright, so the inside line is running 188. The outside line a little over 192 right now. So it looks like these guys might be figuring a little something out. $183. Yeah, I mean the inside line about 4 mile an hour slower. Yeah. Well, I think these guys are finally starting to figure out we need to move up the track. Because if you look at it, when we started the first 10 laps, it was 8-10 cars on that inside line and only 3 or 4 on that high line. Well, now we've got 8 cars on that high side and only 5 inside. By the end of this thing, we're probably going to see them all up there. Hey, you know, if they would have been really smart, these guys would have maxed out their steering ratios before the race started, because then they would have been able to bump draft all the way around the corners, and you would have seen speeds of 192 and 193 in the corners and almost 200 down the straightaways, because you would have been able to keep them nose to tail all the way around. And then you look back, if you look back, that second pack, they finally started to form up, but they're running the bottom. So I'm a little unsure as to what they're doing in that second pack, but it looks like they're trying to get it together and run down these faster cars. Seven laps down. Yeah, because I don't. He'll get him one back at the next caution. Was that lap 40? So we know he'll only be 6 laps down at lap 40. Yeah, no, he's not. I don't think he's got enough of a push from the guys behind him to really make that ground. I mean, we're talking 2 good car lengths here that he's going to have to pick up. So when you look at him compared to the leader, he's about 2 mile an hour slower than the leader. And if he was catching the draft right now, he should be 3 to 4 mile an hour faster. Looks like number 12 is going a little higher. He's finally figuring out that high line, but he's got nobody out there with him. That outside line's breaking up a little bit. That inside line's starting to pull a run on them because those guys are keeping it together. they want to get fast, they need to tuck up nose to tail. That's just the end of the story. You start getting side by side with, what is that? That backpack's what, 5 cars? There's not enough there to make a good side by side 2-line pack. They need to tuck up. They either need to tuck up low or they need to tuck up high, but they need to do one or the other and get it moving. With as much 3 wide as they're running in that front pack right now, if they were to all tuck up together and get on that high line, they could probably make that 5 seconds up in about 10 laps. It just goes to show you what that high line is capable of if 2 cars are able to keep up with 5. I mean, here we go. If you look at them right there coming out of 4, they made up a half a length on Double O Joe. The 12 is now in front of it. And there's the side draft working because you see that inside line look like it's sitting still. Yeah, but look at that. Look at that. 12 is leading it right now. Boom. At outside line with 2 cars. Just pulled them all. Yeah, they are nose to tail right there on that middle line and just unable to hang with it. Now you look at that, 43 and 16 are almost side by side. I'm waiting because it's about to happen. Either the 33 or the 43 is going to jump up to that high line and they is going to run with them 2 and walk away. That's all it's going to take is one more car. Hey, 12, 16, and now to 20. I told you, somebody was going to get up there with them. I'm all about that high line at this track. You just don't know, man. And there goes your outside line. Oh, 43 and the 33. All right, see, now we got some guys get. Oh, well. If they would have stayed up there, they could have kept on walking away from them. I'm not understanding the strategy here. And that's where I'm not understanding it. I mean, so Hunter Smith and number 16 right there behind him, they had a strong line up there. I don't know what the thought process with Hunter Smith moving to the inside line was. He had a good draft line. They had 5 cars of momentum up there. They could have stayed and walked it.
Yellow flag is out.
Yeah, 43 tried to pull him a little late break to get it, but he just missed the stage break.
Was my mic muted this whole time?
No, I've been hearing you the whole time.
No, you can hear me, but I don't know if they can.
You know, I hope to God not, because the last time me and you were in the booth together, I could barely hear you when I went back and watched it the next day. So it sounded like I was talking to myself like an idiot the whole night.
Well, it's probably the same way.
You need to fix your stuff.
Well, my dog was howling earlier, so I muted it while it was in the commercial. And yeah. So, yeah, that's my mistake.
Boy, howdy, let me tell you.
It's been a long week. Yeah, it just started.
I was going to say, it's just Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday?
We Yeah, no, it's Monday. We haven't
my
even
God.
hit we haven't even hit the WTF of the week yet.
You, oh my God, you just made me think I had to work tomorrow. All right, so Joe Bennett and Derek Welch are going to lead them down pit road with Seth Holly in third, Mark Collins in fourth, Hunter Smith in fifth, Joe Lawson in sixth, Kevin Della in seventh, Joe Robert in eighth, and Nathan Stanley in ninth, and Paul in 33 and 10th. And it's going to be your top 10 for this evening. It looks like Jose is going to get one of his laps back. His Dodge making the first premiere in Numb Thumbs. All right, the race off of pit road. Who's it going to be? It is going to be Double O Joe, 48 of Seth Holly, Derek Welch, Justin Lawson, Nathan Stanley, Hunter Smith. Oh my God, that was a race off of pit road right there. But Hunter Smith was able to take the second, and Albert Anderson in seventh. So, good race off of pit road, and those guys that were in that second pack were glad to see that stage break, because if it would have went green any more, they would have pretty much been left in the dust unless an incident did happen. So they were able to catch up, and we're going to have, what about 37 laps?
Your sound is right.
Good deal.
I just had to chime in and watch it there for a second to make sure.
All right, 37 laps to go in the race. Looks like we got somebody dropping back down to the apron. Don't know who that is. Michael Higgs. Jose making his pit stop. So every race we pick a winner, or we pick our prediction of who's going to win. Who you got there, Chris?
Right now, I am not 100% sure, but with Hunter figuring out that high line, if he would, I want to say if he gets back up there and he gets the right couple of people behind him, he may actually do it because he was the first one to figure out, hey, high is where it's at.
Oh, there's so many to choose from.
There is. Coming into this, I was kind of hoping that Chris Moulth was going to do something. He got that damage early. He's still not out of it yet. But something about an Earnhardt paint scheme at a super speedway, man. That's all I can say. And the lights are off on the pace car, so we will be green next time by.
Oh, there's so many good cars out there that I cannot pick who I would want to win. I'm going to go with my last night's pick. You know, he was right there. He was very close. I'm going to say Albert Anderson. You know, like I said, it's very hard to pick because everybody does a really good job.
Now, who is it that runs the controller?
That is going to be Juan Jimenez. He runs the trucks.
Okay. I couldn't figure out.
He does run in the Cup series, Cup every once in a while, but he is.
Yeah, because I watched them. They were at Michigan. No, was it Michigan last week? No, it was Texas.
I was about to say.
Yeah, it was Texas, and I was kind of interested to see how he was going to do at a super speedway because him and number 16 there had a battle. Had a flat-out battle the last 5 laps.
Yeah, he didn't do so well at Kansas tonight. He got into I got into a rank lobby with him, and he didn't do so hot in Kansas. I don't know what happened to it, but he was very fast, but he just couldn't hold it on the track, or somebody got into him or something, and he quit early.
Well, the fact that he was able to do that on the controller, I kind of wanted to see how he was going to do here, and believe it or not, if he would have been here, he would have been my favorite for the race. Just because I know he's on a controller, and that's a challenge versus some of these guys with the wheel.
Going green, and Joe takes off. He had control of the restart, and Seth Holly did not waste any time and jumped right behind the Double O Joe with the bearded wonder Derek Welch in third. So that inside line has got a little bit of a 3-car breakaway. The 20 is going to jump behind Derek Welch as they go into 1 and 2. So they got about a 4-car setup here with the 12 trying to make something happen.
Yeah, 12 has got the high line starting to form. And if you'll look, these guys are already spreading out on that high side.
And Derek Welch is leading that little pack. It looks like they want to go 4 wide. Nope.
No, he backed out of it a little bit. Yeah, well, no, they were about to take it 4 wide, and he backed out of it a little bit there. What is that? The 33 tried to be the lone man on that inside line, and he might have done something in the corner, but he lost all his momentum and has shuffled back to the tail of that lead group.
Hunter Whitlock looking. Hunter Whitlock. Hunter Smith looking on the outside of the 20. Going to try to use that side grab. Him and Joe Robert on that outside with the 43 in tow. They got two Fords and 1 Chevy going towards the front.
Well, I know for a fact that Joe Roberts listens to our streams as we broadcast because he kept talking to me last week. So I do know he's paying attention and he's been listening. So he might be getting that little bit of insight of that high side is faster. And if him and Hunter are teammates, or if he's got somebody on the track that is his teammate, he's convincing them to run that high line with him because that's where it's going to work.
Well, looks
And
like
that
he
right
has
there
the-
shows it.
He has the 98 of Puddin in his Discord, so it looks like he has teammates. Get back to SDK here. So you got the 12, and you got the O2 looking on the inside, trying to make that middle line work, but has Derek Welch helping. Those are two Toyotas trying to lead that inside line there, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to make up much ground because that 16 and that 12 and the 43 are tucked up underneath each other pretty well.
Yep. And the big thing I'm looking at here is in that second pack, look at what's going on. Number 9's leading the outside line.
Yeah, they are 3 wide back here also. It is a big mess back here. Now the 9 on the very outside is going to be the 97 of Jose. He is not battling for a position, so he's pretty much just helping with draft. And I'm wondering why these guys are so far back.
Look at how they're running. They are not tucking up against each other. You look at this front pack, you look at that back pack. There's maybe a half a car length between these guys up front. These guys in the back, I'm looking at a car length here, car length there. The lead car of that draft line's having a connection issue because he's flashing. That's going to slow them down because it eliminates that draft from that lead car.
Well, the outside line is trying to do a little bit with that 12, 16, and 43, but it looks like the inside has prevailed with Double O Joe leading that inside line. 48 and the 33 tucked up right up under his bumper, trying to make those 3 cars go as fast as they can. Albert Anderson challenging the 12, and that is going to be for the 6th position, 6th and 7th position. Side by side, Derek, 2 Toyotas working together. Derek Welch looks like he had to step up just a little bit, maybe cool down his car just a little. Now, how many laps can you stay tucked up underneath the car before you overheat?
I've ran a full tank through it and never had that problem. So I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I know some guys are having cooling issues. I run the Camaro personally. I've not had any issues being a push car or a lead car here as far as overheating. Definitely not as a lead car, but even as a push car, I've not had any real issues because there comes points where you will get those gaps like you've got right now between second and third where it's 2 car lengths. The other thing that has an issue is if you look at the redesign of this car, they've got a 2-inch inlet built into the top of the windshield that has a vent system that helps feed the oil cooler behind the driver's seat.
Now it looks like Anderson is trying to make a move on the outside. He's right up alongside Double O Joe. And Albert Anderson to the lead, working that middle line.
Hunter Smith and Joe Robert are just not giving up that outside line. I like seeing that, but they really need more help up there.
Yeah, the 43 kind of bailed out and saw that it was falling apart. And the 43 bailed out and he went to that middle line. And it looks like Derek Welch and Albert Anderson are going to chuck down to the low line and help out this low line just a little bit. And here comes Nathan Stanley and the 23 of Mark Collins. They're going to try that middle line, see how they can do. Derek Welch, definitely a good pusher. He is all over the back bumper. There is no space in between that back bumper. And that's what's going to make your car a lot faster. letting off in the turns, and Joe Bennett, he's going to look to that middle lane again, and he is going to try to make the pass in the middle lane, and here he goes. Can he do it? No, the 67 just bailed on him, and you have 4 Toyotas that are about to be all in a row on that low lane.
You know, I just noticed a Canadian flag on the back of this number 1 car.
On the number 1?
He has a Canadian flag on the back of his car.
Oh, yes, he does. Oh, that's because Doug, he is from Canada. That is the other owner of Doug's Candy. Yeah, he's from Canada, so gotta support your fellow owner. Doug Stuckey, very good guy. Likes to cut up. We all get in the chat and just laugh.
All right, there goes Hunter. I'm on board with, well, it's bouncing around on me now, but I'm on board with Nathan Collins. But before it made the switch on me, that number 12 car rolled up that high line pretty tight.
Yeah, Hunter and Joe Roberts have been working well together all night with 53 laps completed of 80. You don't have a lot of time to go, so you're gonna find out who your friends are here very, very shortly. And plus, you're gonna have to make a pit stop. So, is this second pack back here saving fuel, or are they burning it off pretty quick?
Let's go on board with one of these backpack guys. Let's see what we got going on here in this second pack. Wait a minute now. Yeah, I'm in the second pack. Okay. So these guys are running, and this just shows you the pack difference here. They're not all tightened up. They're running 184, 185. The lead pack's running 190.
Lead pack just went to 3, and probably coming out of 4. We'll give you the position map. There you go. There's one pack already going through the tri-oval. Second pack is going to be coming out of turn 4. So these guys might be saving fuel back there.
No, from what I can see, they're running flat out. But they're bobbing and weaving. Nobody's staying together. There's no real hookup to run the leaders down here. What it looks like is they've got their force feedback maybe a little too low, or they don't have enough dampening in the wheel to help this car hold a straight line, because they're bobbing and weaving, and we're talking dotted line to dotted line all the way around the corner. So I'm not sure, but you got Chris Mulf leading the outside line of the second pack with a 55, and a car number 9 right behind him, or at least what's registered as number 9. He doesn't look like he is brave enough to run that ultra high line like Chris Mulf and that number 55 of Tom Barish. These boys are tucking it on the wall all the way around the corner. If you go on board with one of them, you will see what I'm talking about on the high line.
Oh yeah, I'm riding in the cockpit view right now. Yeah, they are riding there right up against that wall. And it looks like we got a leader change up front here. Oh, almost a little bit of contact.
And there we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that outside line. I am on board with Kevin Dahlia.
Man, it's falling apart, but Hunter and Joe are sticking it together, and that's going to let Kevin get up to the back of the bumper of the 16. Now, if these three stay together, Chevy Ford, they can make something happen. Double O Joe going to look on the inside of Albert Anderson. And here comes the 33. He's going to try the very high line. Try to make the pass all by himself, and he makes it.
And he does it.
Amazing pass with the one car.
That's old school shades of Earnhardt passing it high. Then he's going to go low. They're producing the run, but these guys on that outside, they're going to have... Well, never mind, because that just fell apart.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if they would have stayed together, they would have had the momentum to just maintain it. You got Joe Robert and the number 12, and they are tucked up against that wall hard coming off of 4.
Yeah, the 43 bailed on him and went to the middle line and is showing the 43 as the leader right now with only 24 to go. We should. How many laps did you say we could run?
31 tops.
31 laps. So we should be seeing green flag pit stops within the next 8 laps or so.
Yep. You figure where they stopped on 40, 60's 20. We're going to see them stop between 64 and 68. If my fuel calculation is correct.
Really good show that they put on. The only cautions that we've had has been stage cautions. Everybody was worried about Talladega coming in. And look at these guys performing here tonight.
Now, you may have just jinxed them because you know that when we talk about cautions and we talk about Talladega, there's always a big one. You may have just jinxed these guys. And if they have a big wreck, I'm blaming you.
And Hunter out there has more fans. That's going to be Wesley Smith. My favorite distribution engineer. Well, he is trying to get it done, and definitely a lot of competition out here tonight. Right now, he is running in the 10th position, not giving up on that high line, with Joe Robert in tow. But Albert Anderson is taking the lead, looking for his first win here at Numb Thumbs Gaming, and he is 21 laps away from maybe making it happen.
Yeah, but 21 laps at this track is an eternity.
Absolutely. 19 viewers out there watching between Facebook and Twitch. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all stopping by and hanging out with us. Oh, Hunter Smith has got some help, and that's going to be Derek Welch, and now he doesn't.
Oh, there's your contact.
Oh my goodness, that's going to be Hunter Smith involved. And will the caution fly?
The caution will not fly.
Hunter Smith missing a hood. Let's see if we can go back and take a look.
The yellow flag
there
is
it
out.
is. There it is. All right, let's see if we can take a
Late
look.
caution, but it's out.
Hunter Smith on that outside. Nathan Stanley in that number 67 right behind the 43. Looks like Hunter Smith comes down for the side draft. Nathan Stanley, it may have been a little bit of both. A little up and down. We'll rewind it just a little bit.
Let's see here.
So Hunter comes down for the side draft.
Yeah, I'm backing up now.
Kind of holding it where he's at. It looks like a little bit of both.
All right. I'm on the far chase here with Hunter Smith. Let's see what we got coming down to turn 1 here. No, he held his line. If you watch the white stripe right there, he drifts down below the white line, but then he holds it going into the corner. Now look at that 67. He just comes way up into him.
Let's go to the rear chase.
Rear chase is a 67. Watch him.
And
12's got his line. 12's got his line. 67 drifts down. 12 straightens out right there, and then the 67 comes up into him.
Well,
Either way, we are not the race officials, so we don't get to call that.
I was about to say the same thing. Well, we're going to leave that to the race officials.
That'll be me on Thursday nights.
The Spice out there saying, get off his door, LOL. All right, looks like Paul is going to take over the lead with Joe Bennett in second, Seth Holly in third, Albert Anderson in fourth. Justin Lawson is going to be showing in fifth.
All right, and Chris Molt has taken his fast repair.
Oh, finally decided to get it all repaired up. All right. So
All right.
now, there's no strategy. There's no fuel. You got enough to make it. Now you go hard. Now we should
Yeah,
see
you've
both
got
packs.
17 laps. We should see nothing but.
All right. 12 is all fixed up. Putin is all fixed up. All these cars are all fixed up. They haven't had any cautions. So nobody has had any. Well, 2 had to use their fast repair. That was 1 and the 8. So only 4
I'm betting
cars
you-
have used their fast repairs.
That 12 looks awful clean, too.
Yeah, that's one of the 4. So you
Oh,
got
okay. That's one of the four.
the 8, the 67,
The
12, and
that
the 97.
that Dodge Mustang, yeah.
Dodge Stang. This sounds bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't ever do that again. And Nolka has retired from what I am seeing.
I know. He's running pretty darn good, and Alabama says you're live on the radio.
It looks like Brian Tiffany has retired as well.
He was running pretty darn good. I don't know.
I'm not sure if it's they've retired or if they're just still sitting in the pits, but they are now showing 1 and 2 laps down
No,
and 2 and 3 laps down. So they have officially retired.
Yep, they officially retired. And it looks like the 98 is showing in the lead. Am I reading that correctly? Yes.
Yes, Puddin is in the lead.
All right. So we got a new leader that's going to be Puddin. And the 67, Nathan Stanley, is back up there in second place with Paul. He is in third. Joe Bennett in fourth. Seth Holly in fifth. Albert Anderson is in sixth. The guy Kevin in seventh. Justin Lawson in eighth. Mark Collins in ninth. Derek Welch in 10th. The bearded wonder himself. Michael Hicks in 11th. Joe Roberts in 12th.
Tom Barish is 13th. Brian Skidmore in 14th. Hunter Smith is back in 15th right now after that spin. And Chris Molt Jr. is in 16th. Stephen Naylor in 17th. And Dana Shepard in 18th. Now, two of my predictions are sitting there nose to tail right now in Hunter Smith and Chris Molt. Now, if they hook up, they might be able to make a run back to the front, as Hunter's been up there all day, and Chris was running pretty strong before he had his incident early on. I'm not going to count out Joe Robert either. He's in 12th, and he's been able to bring it up front fairly consistent too. So we got 3 guys back here in the pack right now that have been able to get it up front and to run up front. Why are you laughing at me?
It's a family show. I can't say that.
Leave it to you to be a pervert.
I wasn't being a pervert. The Spice is out there going Dodge Stang. Oh no.
Lights is off.
We are about to go green with Danny Puddin in first.
He is off.
He's off to a start right now, and he got a pretty good jump. Look at Albert Anderson switching lanes.
Oh, and we're wrecking. We're wrecking.
Caution, yellow flag.
Brad Skidmore wrecked before the start. Let's go check that out. All right, that's too slow. Looks like the the 8 got in the back to the 75, which is 16. And he is around. I don't really want to know what that chat just said. All right, so Danny Pudding's going to get another chance to lead it as the caution.
Now, I'm interested to see what the call is here. And the reason I'm interested to see the call is, so the 8 and the 16 got together. The 8 just barely touched him. But right before the 8 made contact, the 16 disappeared in my view. So we could have a little bit of an issue where there was a blink going on there.
Yeah, he was blinking when he was running in that second pack also, along with the 9, which that might have been his, Brian Tiffany. He had a connection issue, and it looks like Nathan Stanley is riding really slow. But,
yeah, we're going to have to call that a blinking issue, because I'm sitting here looking at it. I've got the stats on how many times he's blinked during the race, and I'm showing 173. So we're having a real connection issue for Brian Skidmore in this race.
All right, let's see what this chat says. Jane out there saying, Hunter, stop flexing that dad bod. You're distracting other drivers.
This is a family show, people. That might be a little bit more than what we need to know.
This is a family show.
I mean, I'm keeping my color commentary to myself for a lot of this.
All right, so putting the still showing your leader with Albert Anderson way up there. Where is the pace car? Are they all waiting on the pace car or something? Because I have no clue why people are so spread out.
The pace car is back here with number 16 doing his flash job.
Flash job.
Oh, it's bad. I've watched him flash 35 times right here in just 3 and 4. Pace car is just now coming out of 4. Looks like. Yes. So they may be forced to wait on the pace car, and I think that's what's going on. So number 16 comes down to take repairs. He might be getting an issue for entering a closed pit.
So you said the pace car. Oh, there's the pace car. Yeah, there he is.
Mm-hmm.
With the 33, they are going to catch up. They're just creeping. Now they're stopped. Jane out there says Hunter is a new dad. He is carrying a little baby weight.
So who's doing race control, as there is no one in that channel?
I think Doug may be doing race control. Dropping the ball. Dropping the ball.
Yeah, because I don't see anybody there. So let's see if I can do this chat the right way.
Jeremy is on board, and he's saying that Hunter Smith fan club out there tonight.
Nope.
Well, Hunter's going to have to trim off the baby fat the baby weight, to make his car a little bit lighter, which may put him up front on that high line. Definitely had a good run on that high line. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Like Chris said, if Hunter and Joe hook back up on that high line, I think they can make a move to the front, as Joe's going to start in front of Hunter. So they may be able to get back together and work their way back up.
All right, so it looks like we're going to have Hunter and Chris starting nose to tail on this restart as they're 13th and 15th. Joe being in 10th, he's already going to be on the outside line.
But they did say Hunter is a new dad, so congratulations, Hunter, on being the new dad. It is definitely a great experience. As I
Congratulations on being able to run this race with a newborn.
Yes. I used to sit there and play Xbox with my daughter in her little rocker, with my foot rocking her back and forth.
See, when my son's 16, and when he was little, when I would come home from work, the only way he would go to sleep was in my lap, and I would sit there and play Xbox with him in my lap, and he would fall asleep. It's funny to tell, but I had a bald spot in the center of my chest for the first 6 months of his life because that's how he would go to sleep, by pulling the hair out.
Ooh, that's
a little painful, but I got used to it.
Painful.
I got used to it.
I become numb.
It's funny how we talk about things, and it's those little things that you miss, man. I mean, they grow up so fast. But anyways,
all right,
yes,
about to
Hunter,
go back
congratulations.
green. All right, putting it out there, leading the pack again. You're going to see him jump the field and try to get that run with hopefully the 33. so Doug out there saying, "Dear racetrack gods, please let the track open up and swallow JRL's car." That's messed up.
Swallow whose car?
Joe Robert.
Oh, come on now.
That's messed up. Well,
so for the past couple of weeks that I've been in the booth with you and with Jeremy, Joe has put that car on the front row at just about every race. So I kind of irritated Jeremy last week because I started calling him Front Row Joe.
Well, tonight, Front Row Joe has got some competition as Double O Joe is trying to work his way back up to the front. Joe Robert on that very outside line, pushing the 43. You got Joe Bennett on the inside line, pushing the 33. Very confusing. But here comes that 12. He's looking to the inside. He's going to try to make a run and catch up with the 48. As long as nobody cuts him off, he will be able to catch the 48. And they will have the longest line on the bottom. Good Lord, he caught up quick.
And we got contact out there up front.
Oh, the one.
Ocean, yellow flag.
The 1, the 20. What did I miss?
The caution is out. Let's go back and check that. See if we can ride along with the 20. No, that's not it.
I was gonna say it was up front. What I saw.
SDK.
The number 2 comes in and tags the no. What was that? Right on board with the 67.
Let's
67 hammers the 98. But I don't see the reason for the caution because the 98 maintains.
So the 02.
Okay.
Got to back it up a little bit more. 02 makes contact with the 20. Derek Welch is on the outside. Let's find the 20 car. 20. There you are. Back it up just a little bit more. Zoom out just a little bit.
I was gonna say I'm on the far chase and I'm almost back to live, and I don't see contact here.
So the 02 actually drifted up, got into the side of the 20, sent the 20 up to the wall where Derek Welch was. They were almost
Okay, I
wide.
see. Wow. Okay, I completely missed that.
So, and that may have been caused by a car on the apron. No, because that was afterwards. That was David Shepard on the apron after all that happened. He tried to avoid the 02.
Well, the 20 has taken his fast repair, so that is a clean machine. The 1 has taken his fast repair, from what I can tell. That is a clean machine. I gotta say that paint scheme on that number 1, that matte black, is a really nice look.
Yep, old DEP paints. He painted that one up for these guys. He actually has a lot of paints that are running in this race. Does really good work. These guys give him the idea that they want, and he puts it together.
Well, while we're talking about paints, and me and you had this conversation when I painted a throwback for Curtis, and you sit there and watched. I am looking at Chris Multh's car, and it's a very nice paint scheme. It is very reminiscent of the Earnhardt, but there's a couple of things here that I notice that a lot of people may not, just because I've had to do this. The stripe around the bottom of the car on his car is red, and a lot of people assume that it's red, but it's not. It's poppy red. It's actually a shade of orange. Little things, but these are things that I pay attention to. As you know, with the one that I painted for you for the race, and we was talking about the stripe kit that I had put on it.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That should be a brighter, little bit more of an orange. The black and the gray are correct, but then it's really hard to mess up black and gray. I'm not saying that he messed up, because it is a very good looking car, don't get me wrong. I'm just critiquing that one little stripe should have a little bit more orange in it than anything.
Arizona Blue out there on the Twitter chat. All right, pace car lights are out. We're going to have 8 laps to go, and when they come to the start-finish line, and this is going to get dicey. Arizona Blue going ... The Spice going ... We're going to have dot wars out here in the chats. All right, who's next with the dots? Who's going to put 5 up? Come on, 5 dots, 5 dots. Anybody got 5 dots? 5 dots. Can we go 6? Oh, nobody wants to play. All right, we got Dylan Tidbits out there going, let's effing go pudding. Yep, he's out there leading, and he will have control. DP says, what should have more orange? I think he's talking about
the lower stripe. The exact color code for it is poppy orange, or poppy red, not an actual red. So it's a little bit more orange and a little bit more pink. to make that exact color.
Hey there, DEP. Damn commercials. Sorry, DEP. But all right, the pace car lights are off, and we are about to go back green with. Oh, there's the 5 dots! Yay! Oh, we got a blinker in the middle. Who is that? That is going to be the 16 is up there blinking. That's the 70. Well, actually, the 75
Green
is
flag,
Skidmore.
green flag.
He has still got a little bit of problem, but they do get a pretty good jump. Oh my goodness! And we already got a
Yellow
caution.
flag.
And that is going to be the 43 and the 98. Let's take a look and see what happened. We'll continue with that conversation in a minute. All right, 98 and 33 on the bottom, 16 and 43 on the top.
So that conversation, DEP asked what I was talking about color-wise. The bottom stripe, the exact hex code for that would be DC343B.
Yeah, so the 98 just spun for no reason. Sorry, guys. I'll come back to your conversation in a second.
No, you're absolutely fine.
But the 98 had no absolute reason for spinning. I don't know if he spun the tires or what going up through the gears, but yeah, his car just cut to the right, and the 43 was the victim of that. So I don't know. I don't know.
Very possible he did a 2-tire pit stop. Remember, I told you early on the 2 tires makes this car kind of sketchy. I don't know why coming down pit road and only taking 2 tires. I don't understand it. I don't know where iRacing's logic behind a 2-tire stop not being functional comes from.
Fletcher out there saying probably downshifted by accident. Yeah, that is definitely possible. All right, so cautions breed cautions. We are now on our 6th caution. We've had 2 stage breaks and 4 incidents now. So,
and I'm blaming you for this rash of cautions because you jinxed it by saying it was a pretty clean race. We hadn't had any cautions yet.
I was just calling how I saw it. Just saying.
Jinx. Just saying.
Because you mentioned pudding. It was blame, my bad. All right, so if y'all want to continue about your conversation, I don't know where they is. Is the 8 back out there? Yes, it is. There he is. I'll go down to his little stripe there.
So I don't know how to post a picture into your stream chat to show exactly what I'm talking about here, but I've got it pulled up on the screen for myself. And for anybody interested, since we're having this conversation.
Trying to watch 90 Day Fiance. Oh.
Okay, so I can't post in it. That's genius. So I can't post in it. That's genius. Anyways.
We'll take care of that later.
Oh, I mean, it's just kind of... I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way and let you handle it by hitting the border button, minimizing my screen for a second, drawing up my screen capture.
What am I doing?
You'll see here in a second. You'll be able to see the difference in the color. while we're under caution.
Well, as right now, it looks like Paul has put his 33 Chevrolet back into a position to win this race. With 6 laps to go, he's going to have the control over the restart. So with Joe on his outside, and Joe Bennett right there in third with the 48 of Seth Holly. In fourth, you have Skidmore in fifth, Smith in sixth. So Smith has worked his way back up from that incident, and he is now right around in the sixth position. Stanley right there in seventh. Dana Shepard doing really well. He is in eighth. Chris Muth back up in ninth, and Mark Collins in 10th. That's going to wrap up your top 10.
And now, while we're coming around what looks like 3 here, look at your Discord and you tell me the description of that color.
Oh, my Discord.
That's what color it should be. It's not a lot of difference. It's a very subtle change, but it's enough that somebody who does paint those will pick up on it. So how?
TP said the spice is whipped.
So how would you describe that?
Sorry, I was looking at chat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm half colorblind anyway, so I don't.
Well, at least you admit when you're wrong.
Mr. Bojangles.
All right,
What's up?
pace car is off. What's up, Bojangles?
All right, Paul going to have control of the restart. It looks like he's going to get a pretty good jump, and he's going to take Double O Joe right along with him, and they're going to put Joe Bennett back
Green flag,
in third
green flag.
position. So these two guys hooked up quick, fast, and in a hurry. But is Double O Joe going to stay with him for the next 4 laps?
All bets are off now.
You got
4 to go.
Oh, you got
And there goes Bennett. 12 ain't far off of him. Not close enough to catch his draft, but
the 12 is right there behind Joe.
yep,
Robert
he got
Bennett.
enough of a push. He got enough of a push from the 67. And look at the outside. I told you he would be back up front at some point. Number 8 is on that outside line chasing that 44.
So you got Paul in that number 33 trying to bring home another win. He won last night at Talladega. He's trying to bring home a win in the Cup Series. Let's see if he has the hand to do it. He plays in that World Poker Series tournament, so that's the paint scheme he is driving. So let's see if he is bluffing tonight or if he has the hand to win.
Ooh, that inside line right there by Joe Roberts has got that 75 car blinking hard. Is it just me? Or does that 16 of Joe Robert have the rear bumper pushed in?
Well, it looks like he has a little bit of rear damage.
It does.
Let's go take a closer look.
He does. That rear bumper is pushed in. That spoiler's all been up. Number 12 getting up into it. He's helping flattening that rear bumper out. Probably making something he can push a little bit easier. Try to make that run on him.
Well, they are definitely losing a lot of ground. You got the 33, you got the double zero, the 48 and 44. The 12 has to probably find somebody else for that high line, as two cars did move up. The 44 did move up, so that's going to give another car to that high line. But I don't believe they have enough time to get there, as we only have 2 to go, coming to the white flag as they're coming through the tri-oval.
Oh, there's a spin, and caution should be out.
Oh, the white flag.
We are going green, white, checker.
So let's back up.
And that's going to be the big one.
And that's going to be between the 44 and the 23. Let's find the 44. There he is. So it looks like the 23 just made a little bit of contact trying to go to the outside of the 44.
44 drifted up.
I don't think those two guys used their fast repair yet, so they might be able to fix that ride up. 23 sliding right back up the... Derek Welch got by it. Oh, who was that? Was that the 76 that just barely made it by? Yeah, that was the 76 that just barely made it by. And, oh my goodness, he comes up and collects Derek Welch. Oh, no. So there was an incident after an incident.
Yep.
Let's ride with Derek and see how much damage he took. He's got a little bit of left side damage, but I don't know how bad he's hurt. Might not be that bad. Derek Welch still showing in 9th, so Paul is going to have one more chance to see if he has that straight flush or royal flush and to win this race. Oh, excuse me. So you got Paul, Bennett, Holly, Stanley, Skidmore, Robert, Muth, Welch, Lawson, and Della. Stephen Naylor up there in 11th.
Naylor is showing in 8th.
Huh?
Naylor is showing in 8th. Kevin Delia is showing in 11th.
Kevin Delia is showing 10th.
No, Justin Lawson's in 10th.
Are you live?
I am.
Or on replay?
I'm live. I'm showing Paul Ferradani is leading, Joe Bennett in 2nd, Zeth Hawley in 3rd, Nathan Stanley in 4th, Brian Skidmore in 5th, Joe Robert in 6th, Chris Moulton 7th, Stephen Naylor in 8th, Derek Welch in 9th, Justin Lawson in 10th, and Kevin Delia in 11th. Tom Barish 12th, Albert Anderson in 13th, Hunter Smith back to 14th, Dana Shepard in 15th, Mark Collins in 16th, Michael Hicks in 17th, and Luis Riviera is still 2 laps down in 18th. So he has been able to make up 5 of his 7 laps down. Puddin has retired at 7 laps down. Nolka has retired, and Brian Tiffany has retired. And that will round out the field of 21 that started.
Looks like 9 is going to drop in. Jeremy out there saying Paul Ferdiani.
Oh, he's trying to pick on the way I said his name.
All right, so another green-white checker. They will have a couple attempts if they cannot get to the white flag before the caution comes out. But we're going to go catch back up with our leader. Double O Joe sitting on the outside this time. Let's see if Paul takes off and leaves Joe behind, or see if the 48 is going to be sleeping, allowing Joe to get to the bottom lane and leave Stanley behind. But either way, we got 2 laps to go when they go green. Number 1, because he's a team player. He's right behind Joe. This is the story that I'm going to look at right here. You have this 16 right here, but look who's right behind him. What's going to happen, y'all? Going to be the old bump and run? Oh, no.
Bump and runs are frowned on in this establishment.
Not in this league, they're not.
Only because they ain't got to worry about the fight in the infield after the bump and run.
Paul's got that royal flush handy. I hope so. He needs a cup win. We need to see another winner here. And it looks like he got a pretty good restart with the 48. And
Green flag, green flag.
Joe Bennett actually started really good on that outside, but he needs a little bit of help. He needs some help to catch up. And here comes Nathan Stanley. Is he going to stick with him, or is he going to try the outside? But here comes that outside line trying to form up. Do they have anything for him? Looks like that outside line is formed up. They're 3 wide, and looks like Nathan Stanley is going to go for the lead as they go towards the white flag. And oh, more contact! Oh my God!
The yellow flag is out.
Now, I can't tell if that was a lag issue or a pump and dump right there.
He went through the 00. We are going to go back and look at that because that was actually pretty interesting. I hope he didn't get any incident points for that.
Incident points being the least of his worries.
All right, so that was going to be the 75 of Skidmore. So there you have the 8 right there. We're going to stop it. We're going to ride around with the 8.
So the 8 touches the 16. The 16 vanishes, come back, slides through Joe Bennett. But let's back this up a little bit more. I'm going to take a different angle of this. And I'm going to go on board with the 8. And we are going to go to the cockpit view.
Joe Roberts came out barely. Hopefully, guys in the back, 02. Doesn't look like anybody else was involved.
So I'm on board with Chris Molt, and I'm looking at this. There is no contact. The 75 just takes off to the outside wall. And Chris Molt posting in the chat, the 75 is blinking like crazy, which we have talked about. Let's see here. 75 is way up there, approaching a 200 mark on how many times he's blinked in this 80 lap race.
Well, yeah, we have seen him blink in and out quite a few times, and it looks like we got a new leader, and that is going to be Nathan Stanley. Called Ghostbusters. And look at Derek Welch up to that third position. Can he get a podium here at Talladega tonight? He is going to definitely be sitting behind another Toyota, but we might be in for a wild ride. Eighth caution of the night, but the race is almost over. The Spice out there saying, DW, if you win, I'll have your babies. That's just disturbing. But anyway.
Give him something to fight about in the chat there.
Oh my God. I don't. Why would you want to see that? Why would you want to see those big? That's gross. That's nasty.
I'm glad I can't see all that you're seeing.
Oh, DEP's coming. Oh no, no. It's in the Twitch stream.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, but I only get certain people because every time I open it, it only loads so much.
Someone needs to hold the camera. Oh no! I don't think I should be talking like that.
No, you sound a little fruity, sir. you sound a little extra happy saying that.
Oh, the way those Canadians think.
Yeah, well, I probably just created a whole bunch of mess in your stream by saying what I said the way I said it. And I apologize if I offended anybody. No, I didn't type it. What I said.
He says I'll make DW a maternity car.
Yeah, I can't see any of that. It's not loading any of that for me. Oh, no wonder it says I disconnected from the chat.
Oh. All right, looks like we're ready to go back green, and this chat is heating up. The race is heating up. I love it. Definitely some interesting conversation. And Nathan Stanley has taken the green flag. He is off like a rocket with DW and trying to take away that second position away from Paul. And he's going to be able to do it. They have 2 laps to go. Can they make it to the white flag before the caution does, or if it comes out? The 33 is going to fight back with the 48 in tow. He is on the back bumper. They are pushing like it's the last lap.
Because it really is the last lap.
I said that on purpose.
I'm going to start calling you DW.
Well, it's like Nathan Stanley lost a little bit of ground, and it looks like the 33 has the lead right now with Holly right behind him. Outside line is prevailing with Double O Joe in the third position. They are pushing like hell, and here comes the white flag. Are they going to get it? Oh, Joe Roberts out of shape a little bit. He's going to lose a little bit of ground. White flag is out. This is for all the marbles. Does the 33 have the hand?
I don't know, but you might want to watch your chat there. The spice is getting a little spicy with that 67.
Spice getting spicy. Paul, 48, Double O Joe, all looking for a podium finish here. 1, 2, and 3. Double O Joe looking to the inside of the 48. Is he going to be able to get there? Yes, he is. Is he going to be able to capitalize? He may be able to take away that second position.
Oh,
a little
the 8 and the 16.
It's going to be a full finish. Oh my goodness, 33 took it. Seth Holly second, and looks like Hunter Smith has pulled off third. So all the Hunter fans out there in the chat, he brought home a podium. A little bit of damage on that car, but no harm, no foul. Let's go back and take a look at that finish. That was a wild ride. And then we will get our podium finishers up here. So there's your 1, 2, 3. Joe Bennett I barely made it out of there. Jane out there, way to go, Hunter. So great job by these guys, Seth Holly, Hunter Smith, and Paul.
Oh man.
So let's go track down our podium finishers and pull them in the chat. I don't believe he's in a Discord. Well. All right, I don't see Hunter. If y'all see Hunter or in the same room with him, tell him to jump in the waiting room and we'll pull him up to interview him. There's Mr. Paul. We're going to pull up Seth Holly first. I'm going to move him to the booth. He was our second place finisher. Mr. Zeth, this is Richard and Chris up at the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, what a wild finish, man. But you were able to pull off a second, and the 33 had you by about a half of a car. But what a great run that you had tonight. You know, y'all did really well on that outside line and pulled off a second place. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling fantastic. Me, Paul, and Joe were all working together tonight. We're all in the same chat, so we were all hooked up the entire race. And we were hoping to get it on that last pull where we broke out for like almost over a second, and they just managed to catch us back and too many cautions and brought the pack back together. But it was a hell of a run tonight.
You can blame your primary broadcaster for all those cautions when he jinxed y'all.
Oh, Richard, come on.
Oh, I didn't say nothing, but it was a good race.
So don't you go lying down.
I didn't say any names.
Hey, don't you turn into a Democrat on me in this chat.
But we were all hooked up together, and we couldn't have got it done if we weren't, talking together.
Yeah, y'all definitely worked really well, and Joe was in the position, went low, and wasn't able to get back up there to finish on the podium. But great finish for him too. But Paul winning his second Talladega race. Last night was his first here at Numb Thumbs. But man, it's great to see you on the podium. You run great every week, and you know you're up there, but you can't quite get there, and now you're there. It's great to
Yep.
see you up here.
Yeah, I didn't race it all last week. I needed a break, but I got second at Watkins Glen, so 2 seconds in a row for me.
Absolutely. Well, second place, not a bad place to finish. Definitely going to help you in the points, man. Shout outs to yours.
All right, well, of course, shout out to you guys for putting this on. Shout out to NTG for putting on the series. Shout out to Paul and Joe. Like I said, couldn't have got it done without them tonight. And shout out to my race team on for the truck series, McNeil Holly Racing.
Absolutely. Well, definitely go down there and finish celebrating. We're going to pull Hunter Smith up and then talk to Mr. Paul.
All right, y'all have a good night.
You too.
Thanks, sir.
All right, Mr. Hunter Smith. Man, you had a lot of people. Hopefully, you got a copy. You had a lot of people out there pulling for you, and you made it happen. You pulled off a third place finish, right at the last minute. Tell us how you feel.
Oh man, I can't believe I made it all the way to third out on that last lap. I don't even know where I was at when we took the white flag, but got a run coming through the tri-oval.
You were
and
ninth.
seeing- Oh, ninth. Okay, yeah, that was crazy. Got a run coming through the tri-oval, and I just held it to the floor, shot the gap, and next thing I know, I was in third.
Well,
Definitely had a good run all race.
yeah, you
Oh,
and
yeah,
that 16 were making the high line work. Sometimes only two of you, sometimes three, and y'all were making it work. You led a few laps during the race, and you followed a few laps, but not a bad way to finish the
Oh
race.
yeah, that 16. I give a big shout out to him. He helped me a lot on the outside line, and I just kept it up on the outside. Didn't want to leave him hanging, so I just didn't drop down until he could too. And it was a lot of fun running on the outside line.
I'm surprised more guys didn't. You and the 16 were legitimately putting on a show on that high side. There were times that we were watching it, and the inside line had 5 cars, the middle line had 6, and you and the 16 were running them. I mean, it's like y'all went into 1 behind them, and you come out of 2, and y'all were leading the packs. And more of the other drivers should have recognized this. I'm surprised that more guys didn't run up there with y'all because you were that much faster as 2 cars versus 5.
Yeah, I thought for sure more people was going to jump up in line with us, and I looked in my mirror and it seemed just me and him. I was like, dang, I can't believe we're running this quick. And I just use that side draft to their advantage and get a good run off the corners every time. It was working great.
Well, you definitely put on a really good show, and I believe your mom was out there, your sister, and your dad. Um, but they were definitely out there watching, pulling for you, and you did them proud. And definitely congratulations. Heard that you were a new dad yourself, so congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Not a problem at all. But third place finish, man. You got those shout outs. Floor is yours.
All righty. Yep. I want to give a shout out to my family for supporting me and watching, and I told the boys at work I was going to give a shout out to Hydration Distribution Engineering Department and give them a big shout out. Pleasure working with them, and my girlfriend, my son, daughter, and I reckon thank y'all for all y'all do on here and making this such a great time.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you stopping by and hope to see what you got next week. Maybe you can
Alrighty.
carry that momentum into next week.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. All right, let's give Mr. Paul his moments of fame, our race winner. Paul, is Richard and Chris up in the booth.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Man, you pulled off another royal flush here tonight.
Yeah, we couldn't have done it without the other 2 guys that were helping the whole race, Zeth and Joe. I mean, they really worked with me and basically kept me up there. I couldn't have done anything without those guys. I mean, it was just great. I can't believe it. This race was fun. We had a lot of side by side racing. We had a really long stint there. I think in the second stage that was a ton of fun. I got to work with Kevin a little. I mean, I was pushing him the whole time. We worked great together. Then we kind of got overtaken at the end of the stage, but yeah, that was a really fun race. Really fun.
Yeah, 3 wide, 2 wide. it definitely made it interesting to watch. Strategies going on. Um, you know, kept your car out front and kept it clean, and brought home another win. You know, trucks tonight, last night, cup tonight. Man, can't wait to see what else you could do.
Yeah, like it's been a pretty good last 7 days here on iRacing. I've had a couple wins here and there, and that's Talladega is my favorite track. Maybe because it doesn't take a lot of talent, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a great race with these guys. Numb Thumbs Gaming always does a good job. Runs a great league, both bunch of leagues. But yeah, it was fun racing with those guys today, and luckily I stayed up front. That was a crazy ending, but I thought we were going to get 1, 2, 3, me, Joe, and Zeth, but yeah, that car from Hunter came out of nowhere. Like he just come flying up the middle. I was just glad we didn't have to go anymore because I thought he's going to come up to me. But yeah, that was a great race.
Absolutely. Well, if you got any more shout outs, the floor is yours, and you can go back down to celebrate.
Other guys I raced with an HCK Beagles. I started a Plus EV team over there. All those guys are great. Trying to get some of them in here, but it just doesn't work out with the days for them. And the North South Motorsports guys from the Truck League for Numb Thumbs. All the guys that are helping me become a better racer, and it's apparently paying off. So
Absolutely. Yeah, you can definitely tell it is paying off for you. So you got a lot of momentum carrying into next week. Hopefully, you'll be able to. Let's see, where are we next week?
I'm not sure.
Schedule. I believe we are at Chicagoland. So hopefully you can put on a good show at Chicagoland. That is a very fun track. That's one of my favorite tracks, but I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
might
I like
have
that
to be
track.
because I'm not going to be here because I don't own the track.
Yeah, I like that track. That's a fun track. So we'll see how it goes and how these cars handle on that track. So I haven't done too much with these cars on this track.
Well, absolutely. Well, definitely go put in some practice, and we'll see what happens next week. I'll definitely tune in when I get back in the States. But, man, you have yourself a wonderful night and great win.
You too. You have a great trip, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
All right, Chris, that was a pretty exciting racing. Had a few cautions there at the end, but very very clean, to start. But once the laps started counting down, we definitely had some chaos. But next week they head to Chicagoland, where Jeremy will be taking over. I'm not going to be here. Actually taking a
Sadly,
vacation.
I won't either because, like I said, I don't own Chicagoland.
Try to see
So
what we can do with that. Give Jeremy some
I'm
help.
good without.
Okay, but
Nothing again. I just, having a night off on a Monday night to where I can catch up on some painting will do me good
all right.
because I've got about 9 sitting on a backlog right now.
All right. Well, that's going to conclude our broadcast for tonight. We appreciate everybody that stopped by, everybody that liked the channel and subscribed. Biker Man, we appreciate that, by the way. But we will see y'all tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we have Full Send Racing Series, and they will put on a pretty exciting show also. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow night, 8:30 Central Time, and on behalf of myself, Chris, and Jeremy out there in the chat, we hope y'all have a great night and a wonderful week, and stay safe out there.